Ava Larson was a talented artist trapped in a storm of self-doubt, living in a small studio filled with canvases that told stories of unfulfilled dreams. At 28, she found herself increasingly consumed by the lives of others displayed on social media, where envy and comparison had become her unwelcome companions. Each scroll through her feed was a reminder of her perceived failures, drowning her spirit in a sea of inadequacy. What was it about their smiles that made her feel so hollow inside? One fateful night, while battling her insecurities, Ava stumbled upon a blog post about breaking the habit of comparison. The author spoke of a powerful workshop led by a renowned Buddhist teacher, Mestre Kiran, who promised to unravel the secrets of self-acceptance and mindfulness. Ava felt a flicker of hope ignite within her, yet doubts quickly crept back. What if this is just another dead end? She pondered, trapped between a desire for change and the weight of her fears. Compelled by an inner voice urging her to seek the truth, Ava made a decision. I have to take this chance, she declared, though uncertainty gnawed at her resolve. Could a simple workshop really help her unearth the joy she had lost? The thought of confronting her inner demons filled her with both excitement and dread, leaving her questioning whether she was ready to step into the unknown. As the workshop approached, Ava grappled with her fears and hopes. Would she find the clarity she desperately sought, or would the shadows of comparison continue to haunt her? With each passing day, she realized that this journey was not just about art. It was about reclaiming her sense of self. What awaited her at the workshop? Would it be the key to unlock her true potential, or just another chapter in a long story of self-doubt? Ava Larson, a 28-year-old artist, lived in a cozy but cluttered studio apartment in the vibrant heart of Seattle. The walls were adorned with her colorful paintings, each piece a reflection of her emotional landscape. Yet, despite her undeniable talent, Ava felt trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. With every scroll through her social media feeds, she found herself comparing her life to those of others, feeling increasingly inadequate and envious of their seemingly perfect lives. Why can't I achieve that? She often wondered, battling feelings of discontent. Every morning, Ava would sit in front of her easel, paintbrush in hand, but inspiration often eluded her. The pressure to succeed weighed heavily on her shoulders, and the persistent voices of comparison gnawed at her confidence. What if my work isn't good enough? She thought, frustration mounting as she struggled to express herself. The joy of painting was slowly overshadowed by the fear of failure, transforming her passion into a source of anxiety. With each passing day, her dreams of becoming a recognized artist felt more distant. In her search for validation, Ava confided in her best friend, Jenna. I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of comparisons, she admitted during one of their late-night talks over coffee. Jenna listened attentively, her expression empathetic. You have to focus on your own journey, Ava, she advised gently. Social media isn't reality. People only show their highlights. Despite Jenna's encouragement, Ava struggled to internalize this wisdom. The comparison game had become a reflex, and breaking the cycle seemed daunting. One fateful evening, while scrolling through her Instagram feed, Ava stumbled upon a post about breaking the habit of comparison. The article emphasized the importance of self-awareness and gratitude. Maybe I should try being grateful for what I have, she thought, a flicker of hope igniting within her. But the nagging voice of self-doubt quickly followed, whispering that it wouldn't be enough to change her situation. The thought of attending a workshop to explore these concepts filled her with both excitement and anxiety. Ava's heart raced as she read about a workshop led by a renowned Buddhist teacher, Mestre Kiran. The workshop promised to delve into the connection between self-awareness, mindfulness, and personal growth. This could be my chance to break free from this cycle, she contemplated, a mix of eagerness and trepidation coursing through her. Would this be the opportunity she needed to shift her perspective and reclaim her passion for art? The thought both thrilled and terrified her. Despite her uncertainties, Ava felt compelled to register for the workshop. What if this is the breakthrough I've been waiting for? She asked herself, pushing aside her fears. She envisioned a space where she could learn, grow, and connect with others who shared her struggles. With determination, Ava committed to this journey of self-discovery, ready to confront the demons of comparison that had haunted her for too long. The day of the workshop arrived, and Ava felt a whirlwind of emotions swirling within her. Excitement mixed with apprehension as she prepared for the experience. She dressed in a flowing sundress that made her feel both comfortable and confident, hoping it would project the vibrant artist she aspired to be. As she walked through the bustling streets of Seattle, she couldn't shake the nagging thought, what if I don't fit in? Still, the prospect of new insights kept her moving forward. Upon arriving at the community center, Ava was greeted by an inviting atmosphere filled with warm colors and soft lighting. The scent of incense wafted through the air, enveloping her in a sense of calm. she spotted Mestre Kiran, an elderly man with a gentle demeanor, engaging with participants' inanimate conversation. Ava felt a spark of hope as she took a seat, surrounded by others eager to explore their paths. Perhaps this was the community she had been searching for all along. As the workshop commenced, Mestre Kiran spoke about the significance of self-awareness and the dangers of comparison. "Comparison steals our joy," he said, his voice steady and reassuring. Ava listened intently, her heart racing at the realization that she was not alone in her struggles. He encouraged participants to embrace their unique journeys and to remember that everyone faces challenges hidden behind curated facades. The words resonated deeply within her, igniting a desire to confront her feelings of inadequacy. In that moment, Ava felt a shift within herself. She began to understand that her value was not defined by the success of others but by her own passions and efforts. The workshop became a catalyst for change, and she committed to embracing the teachings of Mestre Kiran. This newfound determination to cultivate self-acceptance marked the beginning of her transformative journey, one that would challenge her perceptions and reshape her understanding of happiness. Despite the inspiration she felt, Ava's confidence wavered as the days passed. Doubts crept in, whispering that maybe she wasn't cut out for this journey. The old habits of comparison resurfaced, especially when she scrolled through social media. Each perfect snapshot seemed to remind her of her perceived shortcomings, fueling her insecurities. "What if I never measure up?" she thought, wrestling with the fear that she might not truly belong in this community. One afternoon, while preparing for another workshop, Ava's anxiety peaked. She stood in front of her easel, brush in hand, but the colors felt muted and uninspiring. The self-criticism returned with a vengeance. "Why bother creating if it's not going to be as good as what others produce?" she lamented, feeling the weight of expectation press down on her. The joy of painting, which had once flowed effortlessly, now felt like a chore overshadowed by doubt. During a break at the workshop, Ava overheard two participants discussing their recent successes. "I just landed a gallery show," one excitedly shared, while the other chimed in with tales of accolades and recognition. Ava's heart sank as she listened, feeling a mix of admiration and envy. "Why can't I achieve that?" she wondered, retreating into herself. The comparison game threatened to pull her back into its depths, creating a barrier between her and the support of her peers. Feeling overwhelmed, Ava excused herself and stepped outside for some fresh air. She took a deep breath, attempting to calm the storm inside. "Why is it so hard to let go of these comparisons?" she pondered, staring up at the vast Seattle sky. It felt like a never-ending cycle, one she desperately wanted to break. As she leaned against the cool brick wall of the community center, the heaviness of her doubts felt almost suffocating. In that moment of vulnerability, Ava remembered the wisdom of Mestre Kiran. "It's okay to feel lost," she recalled him saying, "but it's essential to be gentle with yourself." With that thought, she realized that self-compassion was the antidote to her struggles. Slowly, she began to shift her mindset, promising herself to focus on her own journey rather than the achievements of others. It was time to take a step forward, even if it felt uncertain. That evening, Ava returned to the workshop, determined to confront her fears. As she entered the room, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Mestre Kiran was speaking about the power of self-awareness and the importance of embracing one's unique path. Ava listened intently, her heart racing with anticipation. When the opportunity arose to share her feelings, she raised her hand, feeling both nervous and empowered. "I struggle with comparing myself to others and feeling inadequate," she admitted, her voice steady. Mestre Kiran nodded knowingly. "Comparison can be a thief of joy," he responded gently. "But recognizing this is the first step toward liberation." He encouraged Ava to explore her feelings further, suggesting that she meditate on what truly brings her joy and fulfillment. "You have the power to shift your focus from others to yourself," he emphasized, his eyes warm and inviting. Ava felt a surge of hope at his words, as if a light had been illuminated in her mind. Over the next few sessions, Ava found herself drawn to Mestre Kiran's teachings. He introduced concepts from Buddhism that resonated deeply with her, such as the idea of impermanence and the interconnectedness of all beings. "We all have struggles hidden beneath the surface," he explained, encouraging participants to practice compassion towards themselves and others. Ava began to internalize this wisdom, recognizing that everyone has their own battles, and that comparison was futile in the grand scheme of life. Mestre Kiran also spoke about the significance of birth numbers, linking them to personal traits and life paths. "Understanding your birth number can help you embrace your strengths and weaknesses," he said, capturing Ava's attention. Intrigued, she learned that her number 6 represented nurturing qualities and a deep desire for harmony. "You are meant to support and uplift others," he added, sparking a realization within Ava about her purpose as an artist and friend. Encouraged by her mentor's insights, Ava began to explore her creativity anew. She started incorporating mindfulness into her painting process, allowing herself to be fully present in the moment. Each brush stroke became a meditation, a way to express her inner world without the weight of comparison. Ava found that as she painted, the joy of creation began to overshadow her insecurities, filling her with a sense of peace. With each passing week, Ava felt herself transforming. The support of her fellow participants and the wisdom of Mestre Kiran acted as a powerful catalyst for her growth. She started to share her work with confidence, letting go of the fear of judgment. The workshop became a sanctuary for her, a place where she could explore her passions and foster meaningful connections with others who understood her struggles. As the workshop progressed, Ava decided to take a bold step forward. Inspired by Mestre Kiran's teachings, she organized a small art show to showcase her work alongside that of her fellow participants. "This will be an opportunity for us to share our stories and connect with the community," she proposed, her excitement bubbling over. The idea resonated with others and they quickly rallied around her vision, eager to contribute their own pieces and perspectives. The day of the art show arrived and Ava felt a mix of nerves and anticipation. She spent the morning setting up the space, arranging her paintings with care. Each piece represented a part of her journey, filled with emotion and vulnerability. As the time approached for the show to begin, she took a moment to breathe deeply and center herself. "No matter what happens tonight, I'm proud of my work," she reminded herself, feeling a wave of determination wash over her. When the doors opened, Ava was overwhelmed by the warm reception. Friends, family, and community members flooded in, eager to support the artists. Ava felt a rush of gratitude as she greeted familiar faces and welcomed new ones. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement, and for the first time in a long while, she felt truly connected to those around her. The fear of judgment melted away, replaced by a sense of belonging and acceptance. As the evening unfolded, Ava watched as attendees engaged with the artwork, sharing their interpretations and stories. Each conversation felt like a thread weaving the community closer together. She listened as people expressed how her paintings resonated with their own experiences. In that moment, Ava realized that art was not just about her individual journey but about the collective experience of humanity. It was a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness that Mestre Kiran had spoken of, solidifying her commitment to her creative path. As the night progressed, Ava found herself conversing with a young woman named Elena, who was deeply moved by one of Ava's pieces. "Your art speaks to me," Elena said, her eyes shining with sincerity. "It reflects the struggles we all face and the beauty of overcoming them." The connection between them blossomed, and they exchanged stories of their journeys, realizing they had much in common. Ava felt empowered by this new friendship, grateful for the support and encouragement. However, not everyone was as supportive. A former classmate, Maya, who had always been competitive with Ava, arrived late and immediately critiqued her work. "I thought you'd be doing something more mainstream," Maya said with a condescending tone, her eyes scanning the room. Ava felt a sting of insecurity rise within her. The voice of comparison threatened to pull her back into familiar patterns of self-doubt. Why does her opinion matter? Ava reminded herself, trying to shake off the negativity. Mestre Kiran, sensing Ava's discomfort, approached her gently. "Remember, your art is an extension of you. It is meant to evoke feelings, whether positive or negative," he advised. "Don't let someone else's perspective diminish your light." His words resonated deeply with Ava, offering her the strength to rise above the negativity. With renewed determination, she decided to focus on the connections she was forging rather than the criticisms that lingered in the background. Inspired by the outpouring of support from her friends and the community, Ava took the stage to speak. "Thank you all for being here tonight," she began, her voice steady. "Art is a reflection of our shared experiences and emotions. I am grateful for the opportunity to share my journey with you." The audience responded with warmth, applauding her vulnerability. In that moment, Ava felt a wave of acceptance wash over her, reinforcing her belief in the power of community. Throughout the evening, Ava engaged with numerous attendees, each sharing their own stories of struggle and resilience. She found that many people resonated with her journey of self-discovery, feeling inspired by her courage to confront her insecurities. Each conversation served as a reminder that everyone has their own battles, and that connection is what truly mattered. Ava felt empowered by the supportive environment, strengthening her resolve to continue pursuing her artistic path. As the night came to a close, Ava noticed Laura, the woman who had initially expressed skepticism at the workshop, standing alone. Summoning her courage, Ava approached her. "Hey Laura. "I'd love to hear your thoughts on the show," she said, hoping to bridge the gap. To her surprise, Laura opened up about her own struggles with comparison and feeling like an outsider. Ava listened intently, realizing that vulnerability could foster understanding and compassion. The following weeks brought both challenges and triumphs for Ava. The success of the art show propelled her forward, yet moments of self-doubt still lingered. Whenever she felt overwhelmed, she returned to the teachings of Mestre Kirin, reminding herself to practice mindfulness and gratitude. She continued to cultivate her friendships, building a strong support network that encouraged her growth as both an artist and an individual. As Ava embraced her journey, she also began to mentor others, sharing her experiences with newcomers to the workshop. She felt a sense of fulfillment in supporting those who struggled with similar insecurities. "Remember, it's not about comparing yourself to others," she would tell them. "It's about embracing your unique journey and finding joy in your own growth." Her words resonated deeply, further solidifying her belief in the power of community and self-acceptance. Yet, the shadows of comparison still flickered at the edges of Ava's mind. One day as she was painting, a wave of anxiety washed over her. She found herself scrolling through social media, where a former classmate's post boasted about her new art gallery show. "Why can't I achieve that?" Ava thought, feeling the familiar grip of envy tighten around her heart. She closed her laptop, knowing she had to confront these feelings head-on instead of letting them consume her. Determined not to let the negative feelings overwhelm her, Ava took a step back to reflect. She remembered the lessons learned from Mestre Kirin about the dangers of comparison and the importance of self-awareness. Sitting quietly in her studio, she closed her eyes and began to meditate, focusing on her breath and reminding herself of the progress she had made. "I am on my unique path and it's okay to be where I am," she affirmed softly. As she meditated, Ava envisioned her journey as a path filled with both light and shadow. The light represented her successes, joy, and creativity, while the shadows embodied her fears, doubts, and moments of comparison. Instead of running from the shadows, she decided to confront them. "I will not let fear dictate my worth," she declared, feeling a surge of empowerment as she opened her eyes. Ava recognized that these feelings were part of her journey and did not define her. With a renewed sense of purpose, Ava decided to revisit her artwork that had been put aside. She pulled out her brushes and began to paint without constraints, allowing her emotions to flow freely onto the canvas. Each stroke became a release, a cathartic experience that transformed her anxiety into expression. As she painted, she felt her spirit lifting, reclaiming the joy that had once been overshadowed by comparison. The next workshop approached, and Ava felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. This time, she was determined to share her experiences with her fellow participants. "I want to discuss the impact of comparison and how we can support each other," she thought, feeling the weight of her journey behind her words. She prepared to speak openly about her struggles, recognizing that vulnerability could foster deeper connections within the community. On the day of the workshop, Ava stood before her peers, feeling a wave of nerves wash over her. "What if they don't understand? What if I'm judged?" she worried, but she reminded herself of the strength she had gained. When it was her turn to speak, she took a deep breath and shared her story, detailing her journey through comparison, self-doubt, and the transformative power of art. As she spoke, she saw nods of understanding from her fellow participants, reinforcing the bond they had formed. Ava's heartfelt sharing resonated deeply with her fellow workshop participants. As they discussed their own struggles with comparison, a sense of solidarity enveloped the room. Each person opened up about their experiences, creating a safe space for vulnerability and connection. However, as the discussion progressed, Ava felt a familiar wave of anxiety rising within her. She remembered the post she had seen about her classmates' gallery show and the gnawing feelings of inadequacy that followed. In that moment, Ava faced a pivotal choice: to succumb to her fears or to embrace the wisdom she had gained. She decided to confront her emotions directly. "It's okay to feel this way," she reminded herself, reflecting on Mestre Kirin's teachings. "I have the power to choose how I respond." Taking a deep breath, Ava shared her feelings of envy with the group. "I still struggle with comparison, especially when I see others achieving what I want," she admitted, vulnerability in her voice. Her honesty sparked a deeper conversation, prompting others to share their own battles with jealousy and insecurity. As they spoke, Ava realized that she was not alone in her feelings. The power of their shared experiences created a healing atmosphere, allowing them to lift each other up. "We all have our own journeys," one participant noted, "and comparing ourselves to others only takes away from our unique paths." Ava felt a sense of relief wash over her, recognizing that everyone had their own timeline. As the workshop came to a close, Mestre Kiran encouraged the participants to create a personal mantra that would help them combat feelings of comparison. Ava reflected on her journey, recalling the growth she had experienced since attending the workshop. She decided her mantra would be, "I am enough and my journey is my own." With this affirmation in her heart, she felt empowered to face her fears and continue pursuing her passion for art. However, just when Ava thought she had conquered her insecurities, life threw another challenge her way. Shortly after the workshop, she received an invitation to her classmates' gallery opening. A wave of anxiety swept over her as she considered attending. What if I feel out of place? What if I'm reminded of everything I haven't achieved? The internal battle raged on, and for a moment she considered declining the invitation altogether. But then, Ava remembered the importance of resilience and self-acceptance. This is an opportunity to support a friend, she reminded herself. With a deep breath, she resolved to attend the gallery opening. I won't let comparison hold me back. I'll go celebrate her success and continue my own journey, she declared, feeling a newfound determination. Little did she know that this experience would serve as a crucial test of her growth. The night of the gallery opening arrived, and Ava donned a beautiful dress that made her feel confident. As she stepped into the venue, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Bright lights illuminated the artwork adorning the walls, and attendees mingled, exchanging compliments and stories. Despite her nerves, Ava felt a surge of determination. She reminded herself of her mantra, "I am enough and my journey is my own." With that thought, she stepped further into the room, ready to embrace the evening. As she walked through the gallery, Ava admired the art on display, appreciating the creativity and effort that each artist had put into their work. She found herself engaging in conversations with other attendees, sharing her own artistic journey and listening to theirs. For the first time in a long while, she felt connected to the community. The fear of comparison faded as she focused on the joy of celebrating creativity, realizing that each artist had their unique story to tell. When she finally spotted her classmate, Maya, Ava approached her with a genuine smile. "Congratulations on your opening. Your work is incredible," she complimented, and to her surprise, Maya responded warmly. "Thank you. I'm so glad you came." Their exchange was refreshing, as Ava felt a sense of camaraderie rather than competition. In that moment, Ava understood that true success isn't defined by external achievements but by the connections we cultivate and the joy we find in our journeys. After the gallery opening, Ava felt a newfound sense of confidence that carried her through the days ahead. She returned to her studio with a fresh perspective, invigorated by the connections she had made and the positive energy surrounding her. The experience at the gallery served as a powerful reminder that art was not just about individual success but also about the relationships and community it fostered. With each stroke of her brush, she felt a deeper sense of purpose. In the following weeks, Ava continued to attend workshops led by Mestre Kiran, incorporating mindfulness and gratitude practices into her daily routine. She created a vision board in her studio, filled with images and affirmations that inspired her. Each day, she spent time visualizing her goals and the impact she wanted her art to have on the world. Ava realized that by focusing on her intentions and embracing her unique journey, she could manifest the success she desired. As she painted, Ava found her creativity flowing more freely than ever before. Her artwork transformed, reflecting the lessons she had learned about self-acceptance and the beauty of imperfection. She experimented with new techniques and styles, allowing herself to break free from the constraints of comparison. The colors on her canvas became bolder, and her artistic voice began to shine through in a way that felt authentic and true to herself. One evening, while reflecting on her progress, Ava decided to host a small gathering at her studio to celebrate her journey and share her art with friends. "Let's create a space where we can inspire each other," she announced in her invitation. She envisioned an evening filled with creativity, laughter, and connection, reminding herself that this was not just a celebration of her achievements but also a tribute to the community that had supported her along the way. The evening of the gathering arrived, and Ava felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. As her friends began to fill the space, she was reminded of how far she had come. Each person who entered brought a unique energy and perspective, and the atmosphere buzzed with positivity. Ava welcomed everyone warmly, sharing stories of her artistic journey and the lessons she had learned about self-acceptance and gratitude. The room felt alive with inspiration. As the night progressed, Ava noticed a shift in herself. She no longer felt the need to compare her achievements to others. Instead, she celebrated the collective creativity that surrounded her. During a group discussion, one friend shared their own struggles with comparison, and Ava found herself offering words of encouragement. "Remember, each of our journeys is unique," she said, embodying the wisdom she had gained from Mestre Kiran. This moment of connection solidified her growth and her commitment to supporting others. By the end of the night, Ava felt transformed. The gathering had reinforced the importance of community and connection in her life. As she stood surrounded by friends, laughter, and art, she realized that her journey was not just about personal success but about fostering relationships and uplifting others. With her heart full, she knew she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with the tools of self-acceptance and the support of her vibrant community. In the weeks following the gathering, Ava continued to nurture her relationships and her artistic practice. She organized regular meetups for fellow artists, creating a space for open dialogue and shared inspiration. The workshops became a haven for creativity, allowing participants to explore their unique styles without the fear of comparison. Ava felt a sense of fulfillment as she witnessed others embrace their journeys, fostering a community built on support and encouragement. Ava also began to incorporate the teachings of Mestre Kirin into her artwork. Each painting she created was infused with the principles of mindfulness and interconnectedness. She explored themes of self-acceptance, growth, and the beauty of imperfection, using her art as a vehicle for healing and expression. As she unveiled her latest collection at a local gallery, the response was overwhelmingly positive, and she felt a deep sense of connection to her audience. Reflecting on her journey, Ava understood that the true elixir she had returned with was not just her artistic talent but a profound understanding of her identity and purpose. She had transformed from a struggling artist into a beacon of inspiration, guiding others on their paths of self-discovery. With gratitude in her heart, Ava continued to paint, creating a vibrant tapestry of art and connection that celebrated the richness of life and the power of community. Ava's journey of self-discovery illuminated the profound lessons of vulnerability, resilience, and community support. Through the teachings of Mestre Kirin and the connections she forged, she learned to embrace her unique path rather than comparing herself to others. The experience at the workshop allowed her to transform her fears into fuel for creativity, teaching her that self-acceptance is a powerful tool. Ava's art became a reflection of her growth, inspiring not only herself but also those around her. The strength Ava found within herself was not just a personal triumph but a testament to the power of shared experiences. By fostering a supportive community of artists, she discovered the beauty of collaboration and connection. This journey reinforced that true fulfillment comes from embracing one's individuality and lifting others along the way. Ava's transformation serves as a reminder that we are all on our own unique journeys, deserving of love and acceptance. Ultimately, Ava returned to her art with a renewed sense of purpose, using her talent to share her story and inspire others. She understood that the real elixir of her journey was not just artistic success but the understanding of her identity and the relationships she had nurtured. With gratitude in her heart, Ava painted her experiences into vibrant creations, reminding herself and others that joy lies in embracing one's authentic self and celebrating the connections we create. Reflecting on Ava's journey, have you ever found yourself caught in the comparison trap, measuring your worth against others? How often do you allow outside influences to dictate your self-esteem? It's time to break free from that cycle. What steps will you take to embrace your unique path and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you resonate with Ava's story, hit like to spread the message of self-acceptance and community support.